What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? It is your boy Calvin from CMO TV, and we got the relationship expert in the house today, Cedric the Springers. What's going on, young buck?
I must be by an airport. Man, what's going on, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. You say you must be by an airport.
Yeah, I'm here
What,
playing. I
what, what
wanted
you
to get
got
something to
going
eat.
on?
The line hella long. Man, I'm just stuck out here in this,
Uh,
at TA in
yeah,
Ohio.
okay, okay. Oh, you in Ohio?
Oh,
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna have a nice little program going on today. Should be full of little fire, a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can wait till somebody else get in here. At least get one little viewer up in here before we get started. But as they coming on in, I wanna ask you a couple questions because I want to kind of get a little something personal off my chest. What do you think about kids being disrespectful to their? I ain't gonna say kids. Well, how can I put it? We'll say adults being disrespectful to their parents.
I mean, it'd be the same as kids. I mean, you got to understand what we call a line of respect now. As a, I think the younger you are, then of course, you should be. Hopefully, your parents give you the good advice or the best advice that they have to give you. But as you get older and you find things out on your own, or you start to have your own mindset about certain things, then you can you don't necessarily have to follow your parents' lead, but it's a way you can talk to them in a respectful way to where I guess just speak from my own personal experience. If my sons have their opinion about something and I think different from it, and they just say, "No, Dad, I think I'm just gonna go this route or whatever the case may be." Hey, that's fine. But I'm trying to find out as far as disrespect. What do you mean?
As
As them
in,
doing what? Now they
uh,
shouldn't curse me or nothing like that. If that's what you
that's what
mean.
I'm talking about. As
Oh
in,
no, no.
y'all have a disagreement about some BS, and we will say it's BS, and out of the blue, one of your boys say, "Daddy, he's so mad, Daddy, you ain't never did shit for me anyway. Hell, you wasn't never there for me. You know that's a lie. Me knowing you, I know that's a lie, and I've seen what you have done for your boys, your two. And how do you feel about things like that? What's
Well, I'm gonna
your
tell you.
take?
I'm gonna tell you, man. A guy told me a long time ago, man. This when I had my first child. He said, "Man, look, it's gonna come a time where he gonna raise up." And I'm not like, nah, because I'm not gonna raise my child to be that type of way. And I'm thinking all this stuff, and it all sounds good at first, but actually they do. And you got to realize, I mean, even I did. You're gonna have a rebellious spirit because you're gonna think that you might know something more than what the person that's telling you know. So, I remember the first, and both of them swelled up at me before. First thing you do, well, first thing I did, first let's check that attitude. Let's get that straight because what's going to come behind it is going to be a problem. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't cursing or nothing like that, but I can feel where their temperature was starting to rise a little bit. And,
Yeah.
I pretty much de-escalated it. Sometimes you have to use a little foul language. You probably don't want to, but you might let them know, hey, I'm going to say this more. I ain't talking no more after I done curse. I ain't talking no more after that. It's going to get physical. But I don't think any child, we were going to talk about this. I don't know why we didn't ever have the show, but any child that lives up under your roof, I mean, it ain't even got to be a child. I mean, when they're up, they trying to find their way and they live up under your roof. Oh, they got to have some respect.
Yeah, I
If you living
agree.
up under my roof and you trying to, I'm talking about as a young adult, during your early 20s or something like that, and you trying to figure things out, And I'm like I said, I'm not gonna enforce my opinion or what I might think about a situation. But if I tell you something and you don't agree with me, you got to come back respectfully with your, why you not gonna do it or what you think. But you can't go disrespect me.
Yeah.
Now you got to excuse the noise. I'm sitting outside because inside is packed.
How about older? So we'll say somebody 40 talking reckless to their parents. So if they're 40, that means their parents is up there pretty good. So how do you? What's your take on that? Tell me your take on
I have to look at it from, I don't know what your parent. First of all, if you're not on drugs, nothing like that. I don't know what relationship that you might have had with your parents, but mostly, I think, I'm kind of at the stage right now, like with my oldest son, he's 22. Instead of him being more rebellious, he done got out of that stage. Now he actually called and asked me for my opinion. What do you think of? I not necessarily say he would take it, but he want to know what I think about it. Now, what I'm saying, if he trying to decipher which way he want to go, he just want to know, hey, Dad, this and that happening. So, what you think about it? And I get put my little 2 cents in. I'm just advising, this is just what I would do in this scenario. But if you in your 40s, you disrespect your parents, it got to me, it got to be something deep rooted that you didn't have no closure on as a child, because you shouldn't be 40 years old, disrespecting. And don't take disrespect as a sign of not doing what I tell you to do. Because really, I shouldn't be trying to tell you to do anything at 40. You should have a pretty good analysis of whatever situation you're going through. But if you have to raise up at your father, your mother at 40, it's something I think probably more deep rooted going on with you.
that? I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
And they ain't
Uh,
necessarily you're gonna have to put hands on them, but hey, don't be afraid to call the law.
what is that old saying? I'm trying to figure out what is this. If they got an old saying that it's either disrespect your parents or something towards your parents. That's a
It's shorten
short
your
life
day.
for and a shorten your days. I forgot what it is. I can't recall
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
I've heard
saying.
that.
Yeah, and that, I kind of encountered that this weekend, and it really kind of
Now, hold on
touched
before you
me.
get into it. Before you get into it,
Yes.
now disrespecting your parents.
Oh, he don't fell off on me. Apparently, he must have been disrespecting his parents because he don't fell off, and that shortened his days up. Did y'all see how that shit happened now? Yeah, you disrespect your parents, your shit gets shut off real quick. So y'all may want to think about that before y'all start disrespecting y'all parents. I'm gonna see if I can revive it. Let me see if I just revived it. I just revived it. So y'all see what
Yeah.
I did. Thank y'all. Y'all welcome. Y'all welcome.
It's a difference between disrespecting or it's a difference between disrespecting and disobeying. I think that a lot of people say you disobey your parents. I think at a certain age, it ain't about you living your own life now. It ain't about obeying me, but it is about disrespecting me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't, I'm a grown man, and my parents shouldn't be telling me you need to go over here and do this and woo woo woo. Nah, I'm grown too. I got a family, so let's not get that straight. You can't be giving out. You can. That's how you got it set up or whatever. But I'm not giving out orders, and I got my own family. Or I ain't taking orders, especially if I don't think it's beneficial to my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I feel you on
I
that. And
mean,
see,
you
my
might have some. Go ahead.
no. I'm finished doing saying what you're saying. I'm doing something else. Finish saying what you're saying.
I'm trying to figure out what you gonna do. They told me first. Let me go get this straight. First, they tell me not to pull into the bay because, I guess the insurance purposes. So I leave my keys in the truck. Now they calling me back, telling me to go ahead and pull in the bay. Now I'm like, damn, which one you want?
They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. See,
Life, the truck is life. But go ahead, bro.
yeah. What I was saying was, I kind of encountered that this weekend. Somebody being real disrespectful to someone that I care for and love or whatever. So when I heard about it, it kind of touched me the wrong way. So I called the person who got disrespected and asked her, what went on. Now I know this
Uh-huh.
person so much to where I can pretty much think for her. And when I heard her tell me the story and how she told it to me,
Oh,
she
it's
was
fine.
real soft
Rear,
spoken
both the
and
rear.
all that type of stuff like
Do you
that.
want me to
And it
pull
was
in or
just
y'all
like
pulling it in?
it was so disrespectful to where it just broke that woman's spirit, knowing that one of her kids had came at her like that. And
Uh-huh.
it really just hurt her feelings. And some folks telling her, hey, you need to apologize to your mom. No, she didn't want to hear all that. Nah, I ain't apologizing because you're thinking you're right about something. And sometimes it's not all about being right about certain things,
That's true.
right? But some people, when they think they're right and they know they're right, it just ain't no talking to them. Soon as you get
Yeah.
in a better,
I
soon as
hear
you
you,
get in
but
a
you can't
better,
hear me?
no, I hear you. I'm talking about soon as you get in a better place where you can see your video and you ain't got to do all the moving the truck and all that. We're gonna get started on the main topic. But right about
Hey,
now,
well,
I'm gonna
look,
come
let
off.
me,
I'm gonna
you
come
know,
off of that. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
we didn't came off that one, but it is something that, man, you touched on a little bit earlier today. We were talking about, um, I don't even know how to word it, but we were talking about bringing nonsense back to one another. Like I
Yeah.
said, me and you partners or whatever. And if I'm in a group and somebody in the group is talking about you, and I was telling you that if I know the person just a straight hater, that
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even bring that. I wouldn't even bring that type of noise to you.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew that's all they, what I'm saying, what that was about. But if I knew it was something that I knew that was going to affect you, uh, monetarily or your well-being, then yeah, I would just say, hey, what tell you what to look out for. And because people got that bad about thinking that, man, you hear somebody talk about me, man, you ain't my partner, you don't let me know, man. Some things ain't even worth
Repeat.
repeating.
Yeah, let's not. It's
So
really
you know what
not.
I'm saying? I'm like, man, I ain't even trying to mess up your day when I'm hearing some nonsense, and I know they ain't that. If now it's just a whole group, and I'm like, man, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Or I just walk away from the whole conversation together, because like, y'all know I fuck with so and so. Don't you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gonna be disrespecting in front of me. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? So,
Yeah.
uh, but like I said, it ain't.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did he just tell us one?
Hello. Whenever I get on this broadcast, yeah, yeah, inside and out. All right. But yeah, man, it's a whole. And my last thing before we get into the main topic, while I'm walking back trying to get settled down, the Alabama brawl.
I was gonna ask you about that. I
Yeah,
was, I was gonna ask you about that.
it ain't much of nothing really to even really. I ain't gonna harp on it, but I am gonna say something that I did find amusing to me. And if you seen the guy that was skipping, the one guy that was skipping to the fight, that ain't nothing but brown liquor right there, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I never been on a boat, but I know guys that go boating, and the main thing that they say when they do it, man, we just go out there, drink, and kick it. So when I saw him skipping, I said, "Oh yeah." So you gotta understand, the South is under a heat wave. It's hot in Atlanta, Florida, Georgia. I mean, yeah, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Texas. It's all up under a heat wave. You got heat and you got liquor. That's just a time bomb. That was bound to happen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they
Oh
just, like I say, those guys was at the wrong day, and everybody out, bruh. It was
yeah.
rough. That's all.
I agree with you on that in some sense, but I am gonna say this is some shit that was been brewing for I'm gonna say about 2 centuries. Because when you leave people, a group of people moneyless, jobless, and you just constantly stomping on that person on their neck, you're gonna eventually, it's gonna eventually come out. It's gonna eventually come out. The racial tensions have gotten too high, and we have seen too many people like on the train with the guy Jordan Neely, where the white man choked him out, and you had these black immigrants sitting here with cameras recording this shit and not saying nothing, not doing nothing, and they killed the guy. And you had quite a few incidents like that.
Right.
Now you got to look at one thing now. Down in Alabama, you got you got some foundation Black Americans down there. These are okay. We ain't putting up with this bullshit type of thing. You hit him. I don't care if I know him or not, but you don't jump him, and you see how they did it. You see, motherfucker was swimming over there to get their ass.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm looking at right there. I'm looking at shit like that because it was.
And
I
I tell
know I hate that it happened, but I'm glad they didn't take no shit and sit there and just watch somebody beat the hell out of one of their own. Because
and I
the white man won't do it. I can tell you that now.
and I know I always say for the last few weeks or so that women need to stop running up on men. So when I saw um that dude hit that woman with a chair, I'm out like, look, this is a melee. This is a fiasco. This going down. This is some place you just really don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah,
will say this, and I feel this from the bottom of my heart. Now, I'm gonna say this, and I really believe this to be true to me. In that situation, all you have to do is move the boat right.
that's all.
So, and people say, hey, well, what if you flip it? I said, okay, if you flip it, I know and I feel in my heart, if you were to turn that situation around, and let's say it was about five of us on the boat, and a white guy told us to move the boat because they got a dock. I guarantee you, one of us would have stayed in that boat and said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and move it because old boy tripping.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been when I get back, something like that. If I'm like, man, let me go and get this thing on out the way, man, for whatever the case may be. I really feel that, and I want to make it seem as though we have a problem with authority or something like that. Now, like I said, it might have been a little fuss behind it, like, man, that dude racist or he tripping or whatever the case may be, but the boat would have got moved. Trust me,
It would have got moved. It would
it
have
would have got
got moved.
moved out the way because I just like I say, I've been in situations of kind of similar to that. I mean, didn't know when no fight break out, but there's a situation as far as somebody told us, hey, move the car, or police pulled us over, want to search the car. It just wasn't nobody tripping. It just like, all right, here we go with this BS again. But it is what it is. All right, what we got? What's the main topic?
What's the main topic? I'm gonna let you listen to something,
All right.
and I want you to. I'm gonna try to play through the whole thing, and maybe we'll go back listen to it. And you being a relationship expert, as I call you, and you will be called the relationship expert. Into other words, I need for you to tell me after we finish what's your take on it and all that. All right, give me a hot second here. Let me get us cooking here. All right.
It is time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your.
Oh yes, this is for educational purposes. For use. For use.
Per
This is
use.
for educational purposes. For use.
Your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com. And, we could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. You never know. It could be yours.
It could be yours. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject: he's not the only man I've been with. Dear Stephen Shirley, I'm from a small town and I'm very close to my parents, which my husband loves. I met my husband in high school and he enlisted in the Navy after graduation. We remained boyfriend-girlfriend while he was gone, and he always said he was going to marry me. Everything He said he loves about me is not who I really am. He always talks negatively about the women he met while he was away, saying they were too bossy, worldly, and an easy lay. He thinks he is the only person I've ever slept with, but I dated 3 men while he was away for 8 years. My parents do not even know I was with the guys because I wanted to act like I was being faithful to my long-term boyfriend. He called me one day and said he was ready to get married and he wanted me to move to Maryland. He didn't formally propose, so I didn't feel like he was head over heels in love with me. It felt more like he was tired of messing around and wanted to settle down. So I moved and married him, and now I regret it. Our lifestyle is so boring, and he thinks he's all of that in the bedroom. I can't stand this below average sex that I have to have daily. He prefers that I don't work, so I make sure to cook breakfast and dinner for him daily. Sooner or later, the real me is going to come out, and I'm going to flip him all around our bed and make his toes curl. The only thing keeping me from doing it is that I love the security this marriage provides. I want to have great sex, maybe on the beach and possibly have a threesome, but he would disown me. I am bored out of my mind. Should I show him the real me or continue to be the perfect wife? Well, I mean, no matter what, you should always be yourself because really, I don't see how you've done it this long. It's hard to be fake
Hey, Cal, right there,
24/7.
pause right there.
You really haven't done.
Okay. Before they start, they finna analyze it. So we just going off, basically just going off her story, right?
Yeah.
So the letter that she wrote, now this is just my opinion about that. So this is, to me, this is the easy fix. It's really just the easy thing in life, but I'm gonna go this route with it. The guy they dated in high school, he told her one day he was gonna marry her.
Yeah.
So he went out to the service. He did all the things that he said he was gonna do. He went out to the service. He built himself up. He got a place out in Maryland. He brought her up to Maryland. He did marry her. He provided security according to her. So she's set. She got a husband. She got a good dude. He built himself up. He got himself a home. He got himself a wife, and he provided security for her. Now she's saying the problem is in the bedroom. So the best analogy I can give this, and I have said this before, as far as in the relationship and you having sex, and it's communication is the top thing on that. If you're gonna go and you're gonna build a relationship with somebody and the sex is not good or whatnot, I don't understand why that's not being related to your partner. Why are you putting it out there in the streets on the radio? If you can go to a restaurant and just say you don't eat pickles and tomatoes on your hamburger, you would tell a total stranger that's preparing your food, I don't want pickles and tomatoes. And if they bring it out there, you will make sure that you send it back because you would told them this is exactly how I want it. This is a total stranger. But the person that you've been in a relationship for the longest, you can't tell them how you want to be treated in the bedroom. That kills me. That right there, I just don't get. And you can't sit around and say that, well, I don't want to hurt his feelings and this and that the other. How you gonna hurt his feelings? You telling him or her what you want to have done that's gonna please you.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
So, if you can sit up and you can tell some total stranger that you ain't getting done right in the bedroom, you should be able to tell that man that you with.
Yeah.
And then on top, not only on top of that, to me, really just her talking without us going into to generalize, just her talking. I believe she just really just want to have a threesome and just don't know how to get it out because you ain't with somebody for 8 years and you just gonna let them just come and lay on top of you, bust one and just call it a day. And then he, like you said, he feel like he's doing something. He is feeling like he's doing something because you ain't telling him nothing better.
Yeah.
If you ain't said nothing 8 years and I'm doing the best that I can, I think that I'm doing it. You ain't said nothing about it. Hell yeah, I think you enjoying it.
So tell me your take on the fact that I'm looking at this right here. She decides she wants to hide that while he was gone, she was having sex with somebody else, making it seem like she was faithful to this guy. Now, if he was in prison, I understand that. If he was in prison. But this dude is actually busting his ass, working his ass off to provide you and him a comfortable life to live. And then but you making it seem like that ain't shit. Now you know these men of today talk like fucking women, and they gonna go running their mouth, and before you know it, that shit's gonna get back to him. Well, you thinking this nigga's a lame, he's gonna kick your motherfucking ass to the curb, and you the one gonna be lost on that. You the one gonna be the one with not shit to it. It just I'm gonna tell you that right there. It just you always want a good man. You
See the
always
thing.
want a good man, but yet when you get one, you don't know what to do with it.
See, you got to find out what's going to be your deal breaker when you in a relationship. And if you telling me, and which I have asked women, and if I'm telling you, look, here's the deal. You can have a man that can provide for you and this and that the other, take care of you, and you don't even have to work, but he gonna have bad sex. Or would you go with a man who can know how to lay pipe, but he gonna move in with you? And don't you know women will actually pause and think about it? I'm like, man, this should be a no-brainer. And then I'm gonna tell you another thing. This is where really men and women go polar opposite of each other. As a man, would you want a woman that's that know how to give great head, that's great in bed, super great in bed, that make your toes curl, or would you want as a man, or would you want a virgin?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
But you ask a woman, would you want a man I ain't got time to be teaching him. What else you got the fucking time to do?
Yeah.
what other time you got? So you want
Yeah.
him. So here's the deal. When I say you want it all, so you want the man that's gonna provide, and you want him to do all these other things he should. That you say he feel like he should. Then you want him to be a porn star too. You want it all. You want it all. You got that somewhere. You got to say, look, okay, he's not that great in bed, but for all the other stuff that I'm getting, hell, I can go get shit. Sex is $1 billion industry. You can buy
It is.
sex toys. You can tell
Yes.
them how you want it. You
Yes.
don't have to tell them everything all at once, but you break it down to them little by little. Hey, Dave, look, I want some of this. I want some of that. When you did this
Yeah.
the other night, I was feeling that. But you just sit
Yes.
there and just say, hell, he just bad in bed, and you just looking for you a porn star.
Porn
Uh,
star.
and
And that goes back
you
to
want to give up everything that you got for a porn star.
and that goes back to that what's the name? You said you saw it. I don't know if anybody saw it or not. I'm gonna probably play it later on. The sex store, the sex not sex store, excuse me, the husband store joke. That's what that goes back to, the husband
Oh yeah,
store joke. And I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm gonna see if I can play it for y'all here in a little bit. And it's crazy. But we're gonna continue on here. We're gonna go to what they had to say when it comes to the advice or whatever you want to call that bullshit. Hold on. When you want me to stop there, just holler.
I got
Done anything wrong. He was gone for 8 years. What were you supposed to do during that time? You weren't supposed to date or anything. You're human. And what was he doing for those 8 years? Do you think he wasn't doing anything, just sitting there waiting on you? No, he was messing around too, like you said. He admitted it when he said the women he met were too bossy, they were too worldly, and he said they were an easy lay. We all know.
I'm gonna pause right there. I'm gonna pause right there. Did you hear her just insinuate that this dude was doing something? It's easy to tell when some of these women out there it's easy because say if me and you out and you decide I'm finna holler at this chick and you holler at her and be like, oh man, I'm gonna go on and take her home and fuck her because she talking about she ready to do something. I see myself, that's an easy lay. I ain't got to be involved with it to see if that's an easy lay. And what was he doing for them 8 years? Building a comfortable life for you and him. And what could you been doing? How to make yourself a better wife for him when he come home.
yeah,
Because
but
to show him some gratitude of what he got going for you and him. How you can make y'all life better when he get back. Man, this is some fucked up shit,
But look,
man.
I will say something else. I'll pick it back on that. Women have the perception that these men are out here sleeping with all type of women. And my thing about that is, do you, to the women, if any women listening, do you think it's easier for a man to get some, or for a woman to get some?
Please, I want somebody to come on and answer that. That's a
Yeah.
question right there need
If
to be
I
asked.
if I walked outside or down the street at night and I passed 10 women and I told them, hey, look, I'll give you the best sex of your life, how many of you think would come on with me? If a woman walked down and she passed 10 men and she said, come on, I'm gonna give you the best sex of your life, what percentage you think that would be? Who you think would have more, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that the man percentage would be higher than the woman or lower than the woman? But they
That,
always, they
that
know what the
woman,
answer is, but
I'm
they
gonna say
always
that
think,
woman gonna be 100% shit. Ain't
but
too many
they
motherfucking
always
men
say that
say
y'all
that.
always out here doing something. It's not, men just don't go around just sleeping with, they, that's something that's really harder than what they think it is.
Yeah. What what you call it? Shit. Our successful rate is what? Probably about 70, 30%, something like that.
10.
Is it 10? God damn, that's even worse than what I thought.
They
10%.
say, according to gamers, I'm talking about men that strictly that's all they do is game on women. They say
Yeah.
their success rate is maybe 10%. So 10% out of 100. So 10 out of every 100 they might be successful with it.
Wow. Wow.
If you ask a woman, I bet you her is probably 90, high 90s.
Mm.
Because even I don't care if it's a bad looking, bad built woman, she can get some.
Yeah.
Somebody could give it to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody gonna give it to him.
I nominate you,
Uh,
but go ahead.
go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up her. Oh shit. Oh, I'm on the wrong button. Shit. I'm gonna go up and finish what she talking about. Cause what she was just talking about then, I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe when Steve giving me his, he'll sound a little bit better. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
What an easy layman means. And you have nothing to feel guilty about. Plus, you're married to him now. Even though he didn't give you a proper proposal, you did want that, but you said you love the security the marriage provides. You don't have to work, you just cook for him breakfast and dinner. But you're bored with your life, and the sex is bad with your husband, and you're wondering if you should take a chance and be yourself. Well, yeah, be yourself. You got to I mean, why not be yourself? You're married now, be yourself, whoever that is. I mean, you have to be happy too. I say take the initiative, change things up in the bedroom, turn up in the bedroom. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. Steve?
Say it before Steve gets started. You brought something to my attention,
First of all,
and
first of all, first of all, first of all, she got nothing to lose. You better think about them, ladies.
I know that you got nothing to lose.
We talking about security. We talking about a man that is stable.
Mm-hmm.
You better think about that. What are you, like I said? What are you willing to risk? What are you willing to give up?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go somewhere with this. I'm gonna ask you. You brought something. You said you think. You said you think she just want to have a threesome, right?
Yeah, just her and that scenario which I heard her talk. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You think she just want to have a threesome? Let me get this straight. All right. Do you think the people that she done messed around with, maybe or maybe not, is a girl, and she want to have a threesome with another woman, with her husband, or do you think she want to do it with a guy? What you think?
It better be a girl because I know good and damn well she don't think her. Well, I hate to believe you would, but I doubt you can bring another man in with your husband.
So we will insinuate it's another girl. We will insinuate that, right?
Yeah,
Let's
she might.
insinuate
She
that.
like I said, she sounded as if she want to try some things.
Okay, we will
And
insinuate it's a girl. Do you think she been laying up with a girl? Just her and the girl by themselves for
if
her to
she,
be wanting a
I don't
threesome like that?
understand. I don't. Yeah, she might have. She might be curious.
Okay, okay.
She might be curious because man, you don't have all those sexual frustrations for no 8 years, and in the way she speak as though she just because she said one day I'm gonna let loose. Out of 8 years, you ain't tried nothing new. You ain't trying to slip in a
Nothing new?
little bit of something.
Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
8 years, you ain't
I,
trying to slip. You ain't trying to slip in nothing.
don't even sound right. Don't even sound right. Let's go
I'm
on.
gonna,
Let's see what Brother Steve got to say.
Where do I start with this here? I don't care that you've only man you've been with. That don't mean nothing. You're from a small town and you're very close to your parents, with your husband's love. That ain't got nothing to do with the letter. I met your husband in high school. He enlisted in the Navy after graduation. We remained boyfriend and girlfriend while he was gone. He always said he was going to marry me. Well, that's what he said, but, he didn't. So I think that kind of cleared you up. All these promises, no ring, no request, no nothing. Uh, Everything he says he loves about me, that's not really who I am. Now let's start talking about that, because that's what this letter's about. Well, who are you then? He always talks negatively about the women he met while he was away, saying they were too bossy, worldly, and an easy lay. Well, how he know? You know how he know? Because he was with them. He was with all these women that he found to be bossy, worldly, and an
Wow.
easy lay. Now he thinks that he the only person that I've slept with. Well, just leave it at that. Let him think that. You ain't got to go in there talking about you ain't the only one I've been with. Let him think that. So what? But I dated 3 men while he was away for 8 years. 8 years you ain't been with this man. And you supposed to be by yourself. That ain't married to you, all he said was he'll marry you one day. Well, that ain't good enough. My parents don't even know I was with the guys because I wanted to act like I was being faithful to my longtime boyfriend. Well, so you, you, you know what it is? You're beholden to too many people without being beholden to yourself. You're worrying about what he thinks. You're worrying about what your parents think. Well, what do you get to do? A lot of women do that to themselves. They lose themselves in the course of pleasing everybody else. That's always dangerous for women. Anyway, he called me one day and he said he was ready to get married. He wanted me to move to Maryland. He didn't formally propose, so I didn't feel like he was head over heels in love with me. It felt more like he was tired of messing around and wanted to settle down. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. So you moved up and you married him, and now you regret it. Our lifestyle is so boring, and he thinks he's all that in the bedroom, and I can't stand this below average sex that I have daily. Yeah, well, let me tell you something about men. We're not finna do that. We're not finna do what you just wrote. If I'm having a
I can't take no more of it. I can't take no more of it, brother. I really can't, man. Give me your take on the advice she gave and the advice he gave, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
well, I think her was more online than what I'm just saying because I agree with her. Like, why are you holding back? Now, one thing Steve did say I agree with: if you bring some in there, if you bring something in the room, I don't think no man will turn it down. If you bring something that's gonna spice it up, yeah, if you're gonna okay, you know what drinking to, let's get out. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But as far as I don't know, Steve. Hold on. I don't know what Steve heard. I don't know what Steve heard, but my thing is this: that man told her what he was gonna do, and he did it. He told her he was gonna marry her one day.
Yeah.
He went out to the service. He came back, and they long term, whatever the case may be now. Because he didn't do it no special way. Maybe a little complacent because he knew you from high school, and he was like, "Look, I came through, and I'm gonna marry you, and I said I'm gonna do what and I'm doing it. I said it, and it's happening. I got you out the small town. I moved you to Maryland. You out here in the city. You know what I'm saying? I done took you from wherever they from. So things ought to be, pretty good as far as then like I said, he provided for you. You know, Steve brought up a lot of stuff like, yeah, he did this and that the other, but I don't think, like I said, I can agree with him on him. Ain't no man trying to have no average sex with a woman. I want to make sure that you ain't trying to get nothing nowhere else. So hey, if you got something that you don't bring to the table, let's bring it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. I did, to me personally, both of them gave that woman some shitty ass advice. And I'm looking at the female telling her, you don't know what this man doing. Steve said the same bullshit. I know what he's doing. He's providing a goddamn life for y'all. Now that right there hurts like a motherfucker. You thinking I'm out here doing something else, and we all know, man, the bullshit that you got to take in the armed forces. Not only going through that first week training and stuff like that, what you got to put your body through, and you doing this to build a family, and then this woman holding back on you like you said. Oh man, I ain't got time for all this shit there, man. Life way too short. And there's gonna be somebody out there that appreciate what he is trying to do and understand the total motive and everything else he got going on. But hey, when you think you entitled to something, see what she gonna do, like most women do, they gonna wait till they out of the damn out of that they gonna wait till they get in that danger zone. Then you wanna go jump into wanna get married and shit like that. And then the Godfather will say it's too late.
Too late.
It's shit
It's
too
too late.
late. You in your 40s and then you wanna act like a man. You wanna go ride a dick car what's that dick
Carousel, Dick Carousel, yeah.
carousel. You want to go ride a dick carousel for for some years, for some decades, and then you want to settle down. Who in the fuck want to marry somebody who don't fuck half a town? Come on, women. Y'all got to think better than that.
But
Ain't
why
nobody
would
want to marry somebody like that.
why would you want to sacrifice security?
Good
Well,
question.
I mean, like I said, the security. Why would you want to sacrifice that? Why is it so hard, or why do you think it's so difficult for you just to tell your man? Like I said, if you feel like you don't want to do it all at once, a little bit at a time. Hey, look, this is what I like in the bed. I mean, it's all about what she's saying. Her whole thing is she tired of 'cause the bed, the sex ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
You willing to give everything up based strictly on that? Is that your priority? That's what you prioritize?
And that just comes to something we talked about
Cause
once
man,
before.
how many times have you heard a woman be with a dude that probably was, well, supposedly for been blowing her back out or what have you, and then she finally tired of him, and then first thing come out her mouth, hell, he couldn't do nothing anyway. But you stayed with him for 5 years. You stayed with him 5 years. He stayed with you for 5 years. You took care of him for damn near three and a half because he was a bum. But you swear you gonna change him. And he was laying it down. But soon as the relationship over, he wasn't good in bed.
Crazy. But that comes back to something we talked about once before about
But you take a man that
why are you
has,
no, I'm talking about when we said something about why are you having sex and what are you getting out of bad sex? Why are you having sex and you're not getting nothing out of it? What's the
right?
use of doing it for a woman? I know a man, it's easy for a man to get what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a nut out of some
So we just
most
need
men.
friction.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
needs that friction. But a woman,
yeah,
what are you doing it for? What is your cause? Because we most men, it's going to be easy to satisfy a man
yeah.
most of the time. Most of the
Cause I'm
time,
gonna
in
tell
my
you, man. I'm gonna tell you something now. This long, 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 long time
years, decades.
ago. long, long,
We're gonna say
long,
8 decades
long,
ago.
long time ago. When I first started being managed, and you don't know. You just don't know. You just feel like, hey, shit, hey, you just happy that you're getting some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it took a person to say it. Hold up, let me let me break some shit down to you. It
Uh-oh.
wasn't said like that, but it was all like, look, you got to think about me too. Because I've been
Mm-hmm.
thinking, hell, I thought I was. You know what I'm saying? But, and I didn't take it as no insult. I didn't take it in no hard way or nothing like that. Because, I didn't come in no pro. But over the course of time, you learn things and this, that, the other. But like I said, it's all about communicating. All you have to do is tell the man, look, I like it when you do this. And then you add a little bit more to it. And then you just doing this, that, the other. But you sitting there, like I said, why would you sit there just unhappy?
Good question.
But if I was unhappy and I'm weighing it out. If my unhappiness is just 20% and I'm getting 80% of everything else, I'd be damn if I go with my 80 just for to find me a good 20. I'm just,
Hey,
like
I
they
know
say, the
that's
80-20
right.
rule. Damn,
Okay,
nay, all right,
shit.
baby. All right,
Shit,
baby, you
I'm getting
can't,
too
you ain't
much
really,
out of this 80 to get rid of the
yeah.
dog. And
You
fuck
cooking,
that.
you cooking me breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have my bath water ready for me, and the house is clean when I get home, but you don't know how to give head. I ain't gonna throw away no beans because I got a scratch on it. Trust me. I'm gonna
Hey,
ride.
man. But you know what you bring that up? Okay, ladies, I got something I'm finna play, and please, I won't. Now, Berta, you asked for a link. I sent you a link, and you ain't came in yet. I don't sent you the link. Check your email. Come on in. You ain't came in, but if you're still listening, I'm finna play something, and I want the ladies to respond on this, and then I want the guys to respond on this. What Matt we talking about? A strawberry letter that I heard on what's the name? Go ahead and tell them what we talking about. Let me see what's the name was.
The strawberry letter that was on the Steve Harvey show, and basically what she was saying was she was dealing with a man she had a long-term relationship, and then they got married. So 8 years she had bad sex, but he promised that he was gonna marry her. He did marry her. He took her out of the small town they lived in. He put her in the house. She don't even have to work. She just had to she said she provided the 3 meals, or she provided breakfast and dinner for the guy. But the sex is bad, and she just said she tired of living like that. But she got her a home, and she have a home, and she's married. But she's saying the sex is bad, so she was thinking, she want to try some things. She said even a threesome. So that's the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? What is your deal breaker? Are you willing to give all that up just for the simple fact that you having bad sex? And why and just the rebuttal was, why you not communicating this to the person that you're sleeping with, and you just putting it on the radio? I think the person you should be talking to is the man that's in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you got that one, Matt. So I'm gonna play something, and ladies and men, I want y'all to come back and tell me if this shit is true or not. How much is true and how much is fake? Give me a hot second. I'm not. How much is true and how much is false? My fault. Miss Justin the word. God damn, I'm tripping. No, we'll be right there. Oh shit, did I? Oh hell no! Hold on. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm a little retarded. I ain't the smartest person in the world, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. All right? Now let's go. Fair use. I'm using this for educational purposes only. Educational purpose only. Fair use.
And if you want a husband, you can go there and shop for one. Now, there are some guidelines to shopping at this store. There are 6 floors in the store. Once you visit a floor and leave that floor and go to the next floor, you can't go back down. So there's none of this like looking at all the merchandise and then deciding what you want. So a woman went to the husband's store, and on the first floor, the sign read, "These men have jobs." She thought, wow, a man with a job. That would be really good. She thought about it, but she thought, well, I have to see what's on the second floor. So she went to the second floor. These men have jobs and they love kids. She thought, wow, this is getting sweeter by the minute. But she had to see what was on the third floor. These men have jobs, love kids, and are extremely good looking. Well, I don't know, maybe I just better find somebody on this floor because that sounds good. But still, she felt compelled to keep looking. She went to the fourth floor where the sign read, "These men have jobs, love kids, and are drop dead good looking, and they help with the housework." Come on, ladies, now. Listen. I mean, I tell you, I've been married to my guy 50 years. 50. And he does dishes. He does laundry. He gets the bed ready at night. And he plays all the golf he wants to. She thought, wow, jobs, loves kids, good looking, helps with the housework. Oh, mercy me, she thought I can hardly stand it. And yet she had to go see what was on the 5th floor. These men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead gorgeous. Excuse me, I'm having a little voice issue here. And they have a strong romantic streak.
Oh, shit. That's like the other
Come on, housework and romance. But she thought, well, it keeps getting better, so I just have to find out what is on the top floor. The top floor, the sign read, you are visitor 31,456,012 to this floor. There are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please. However, to avoid gender bias, the owner thought he best put a new wives store across the street. So once again, there were 6 floors and same rules. You can only visit one floor one time. Floor number 1, man went in. This floor has wives that love sex. Floor number 2. This floor has wives that love sex and they have money. Floors 3 through 6 have never been visited.
Woo! That's a big difference between men and women.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is.
a big difference. Now, the question I have for that right there, how true is that, lady? How true is that? What you think about it, Sam?
I tell you, man, like I say, eh, the older, especially the older that you get, when you think about, I know most men, but I ain't gonna speak for most men, but I will say this. If you bring peace to a man, bring peace, and he can get a peace, it ain't really too much more you have to do. That peace gonna topple everything. I'm talking about the peace, just a peace of mind that's being there for him, stroke his ego, stuff like that. I mean, you would get a whole lot more out of him than what you might think that you have to. You know what I mean? It's not a
I
lot.
agree with you,
It's
man.
a simple. It's just a simple. It's a simple thing for men. But like I say, the women, like she said, you want everything. You can't. You have to have a deal breaker. You have somewhere got to be a deal breaker. You got to know what your boundaries are. You got to give up something. What's your trade off? You know what I mean?
And it seemed to me that listening to that, they was so eager to get to that 6th floor, you don't lost out on everything on 5 and down. I don't get it. Why, us, I'm gonna tell you, a male is so simple. A woman can, a woman can really take a man. All she got to do is just stroke that man's ego. She get
That's why I said
damn
to
near
bring the
anything
pick.
she wants.
When
Bring
she
it.
said,
Go ahead.
and then she said, the man the first floor, sex whenever he wanted, and the second floor was and she had money. We ain't even got to go to the second floor really.
Nope.
If the first floor was she had sex all the time, and the second floor she can cook, shit, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That's a
That's a
wrap.
wrap right there.
That is a wrap. And
But
I got a couple people in here. Now, if you want to come in, I'll send you a link. You can tell me if whatever we said is right or wrong. Let me know. Let
or
us
drop how
know.
you feel about it. What's your
Yeah.
intake on why is that such a deal breaker? Why is bad sex to be a deal breaker for anybody who's getting 80% of everything else they need?
Hmm. Good question.
Why would you
Good question.
why is that the top why would that be the top thing?
Good question.
Especially for a woman over 30.
Especially for a woman over 30. Good question.
She She should be the main one that say, "Here, hey, I ain't even worried about that. I can make it happen on my own. Just do all the other stuff."
I would love to hear from LC, Lulu, Berta. Come on in here. You know, I haven't heard from LC in so long. I would love to hear from her. LC used to bring, she used to bring that pain, though. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my man Anthony Gordon. He always listens to our stuff, man. He's a day warner. I love him. You know, I'm glad he be listening to our stuff, man. Hopefully one day we can get Mr. Gordon up in here. Hopefully we can get him up in here. So if you listen to this or you listening to this, Mr. Gordon, we're gonna be looking to try to get you on here on one of these fire ass topics. We'd love to hear your take. But I want to hear from y'all women. I hear this day in, day out. I'm calling this dude the sex. I'm keep on gonna say sex. The relationship expert. And I need for y'all to show him that he's not. That's what I want right there. You know, that right there make my day. Not, but hey, that right there make my day.
It's just
What
so
else you
much.
got? Talk to us, relationship expert.
It's just so much. Like I said, you want it all. Tell you the truth, even to add more to that, you want it all, and you want it all, and on top of that, you don't know what you want.
I know. That's the bad part right there.
That's
That's the
key. You
bad
want
part.
it all, and then you don't know what you want. Really, to be honest with you,
That's the bad part.
because if I gave you everything and I did everything you say, you would look at me as being weak because I don't have my own mind. I have my own mind and do things my own way. Now I'm stubborn,
I think I
and I
heard
don't. I
somebody.
don't. I don't.
I think somebody
Uh,
told me that once before about a guy that they was one of their friends. I can't remember who told me that. One of their friends had a man that he always asked for everything. No. She always asked for anything, and her husband did whatever the hell it was he tried to give her. She did not like it. She would ask for shit that she knew that they didn't need. He would go out and get it, and she went into it. She ended up leaving this guy, got with another dude. The dude, for far as I know, was good to her, but he cut her down to limitations. What you need that for? What you want this for? Now the motherfucker who was getting her
back
everything,
around. Actually, I think you can go in and cut through. I think you can. Yeah.
see
Say
the
what now?
motherfucker, so the motherfucker that was getting her everything, she didn't respect him at all. I just, I don't know, man. Women, y'all really are difficult. Y'all really are. Y'all can be difficult.
Yeah. But I just don't want
Y'all
them
really
to.
can. Y'all can be difficult. I want
You know,
you
you
gotta
say
word that right because I don't want
if you say that we be bad, what is they badgering women or whatever the case may be, but really
women
trying to
bashing,
give
women bashing.
women
That's what my
bashing.
sister said.
I'm really just trying to look out for that average earning guy that's putting it all on the line strictly for you, and then the you have the audacity to say it ain't enough.
Yeah,
And that's a painful thing. First of all, there's not women outnumber men as is. You need to get, closest to what you can get to keep you happy and be cool with you. Like I said, it got to be a deal breaker somewhere. It's give and take somewhere. Somewhere you just got to understand. I'm not gonna get everything, but if I'm getting hell, if you're getting 75%, you ought to be happy as hell.
man. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
And they're quick to
And this
say,
is,
well,
but hold on for a minute. This is for my sister. I love you very much, Laura. Red. I'm gonna call you what you are, Red. I'm not woman bashing. I just try to find out. I know y'all are difficult women, and we're just trying to see what it is that y'all want, what it is that y'all need. We're trying to, we're trying to be a protector, provider, uh, husbands, and whatever the case may be. But y'all make it difficult for us to do those things because one minute you want this, next minute you don't. You can't keep y'all keeping us on our heels. Like basically, y'all got us walking on eggshells. Help us out. Finish your statement,
Yeah.
sir.
Shoot, I forgot what I was saying now.
My, my fault, sir.
But
My
I will
fault.
say this. But I will say this though. You know, and just to get back on the topic of the strawberry letter, I just don't want to see a woman just turn down a good thing strictly based off sex.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this about this strawberry letter. Now, you got everything that they said, right? You
Yeah.
heard everything what she said and what Steve said and whatever. Do you
Right.
think what they said to her was what do you think about their advice? Do you think it was the correct thing
Like I
to
said,
say to her?
I did some good things out of. I'm more in tune with what the lady said, but I took some things out of what Steve kind of all over the place. But I will say this one thing I did catch him. He said something like, "Hey, if he think that you're the only one, then you let him." First of all, I don't think no man want to discuss his woman's past men. I mean, don't nobody want to know your body count, and I don't think that even should be brought up. I will say that. I really don't, can't even remember what Steve even said. What he said
I,
about, did he tell her
I
she need to
think
stay?
yeah, I think he said she needs to stay just walk through it, but that ain't past men what they were talking about. That was they was together for 8 years. They supposed to have been together while he was gone for 8 years. And she was sleeping and fucking with somebody then. Actually, she had several different men in between time while he
Oh,
was building
while he was in
life.
the service.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Now I would understand if this dude was locked up, what you doing. Long as you break that shit loose when I get out. But if
But
I'm somewhere
see,
building
that's
up a
why
fucking
now
life,
see
bro, now
me and you did.
that right there, that's a no-no for me. That's
But
a no.
see me and you gonna be different on this one because I don't understand, and which I have witnessed this firsthand.
Okay,
I don't understand how a woman faithful to a guy that's locked up and not faithful to a guy that's free.
that is fucked up. That is fucked up. But go ahead, go
You
ahead.
have some women that stone cold will not mess around on a dude that's locked the fuck up. Your man
Yeah,
is the man that you have is free. You gonna cheat on him, but the guy is locked up. You gonna hold it down and be faithful.
I've
I
seen
that
that.
that that
I've seen that.
I've seen it. I witnessed it. I even tried to break a girl. I ain't even gonna lie. It couldn't do it. Maybe it
Look,
just wasn't me. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I didn't have what it takes. I don't know. But I'm
well,
just like
you
he
are
locked up.
lame, but go ahead.
Well, I'm a
But go
lame, but
ahead.
that explains it. That explains it. Now this a
But
long time ago.
see, I know you
Long time
said
ago.
we going I know you're gonna say we're gonna differ on that. And see, reason
Why
why
would
I
you?
say
Why would you think she remain faithful to a guy that's locked up?
we she should.
That's what
You
you
say
said.
I
You said
no
you
no no. I
understand if he
said
was locked up.
no. I will understand if she's going out there fucking something while I'm locked up. But if I'm yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying right there.
I got
But if I'm somewhere building a life for us and you fucking now that's something totally different. That's what I said. That's why when
you.
you
Okay,
just
I
said
got you.
that,
Okay.
see, the past, that's really not in the past if you look at it, because we were together. That's why I said that's some fucked up advice that they gave her.
Okay. Well,
Real
see,
fucked up.
okay. Then I heard them wrong too, because I guess from the letter I thought she said he went to the service, then he came back and got her, but they supposed to have been together the whole time, is what you telling me.
If I'm not mistaken. Well, that's what
Okay.
I'm taking
Okay.
out of it. Now we can go back and listen to it and see if that was the case, if that was what you want
Well,
to say.
we'll just talk about it both ways.
So have that dude really been talking bad to his mom and daddy or something like that? Because he keep on clicking up out of here. And goddamn, his life is really short now. I like you, brother.
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
I got you. I'm back. I had to
Yeah.
revive him again.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Revive me, bro.
I want you to look at the playback because I've been every time you blink out, I done said something about you. I want you to listen to the playback. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
man. Like, I gotta grab me some decaf, man. They ready for me to come get my whip.
All right,
But
then
yeah,
go give us your closing then, man. Because since you finna get you something to eat. Because we don't want you
yeah,
to starve. You
nah, I ain't gonna do that. I tell you what, my closing is this, man. If your deal breaker, you gotta understand. I'm just gonna use like they said the 80-20 rule. Don't give up 80 for 20. Don't short yourself like that. And I think this is too many devices and too many things that could be done to enhance what you do in the bedroom. But don't give up a dude that provided you with a home and a lifestyle to where you don't even have to work. Man, come on, man. That's going too far. They're just going too far.
know? Okay. Oh yeah. I like the sound of that. Well, my closing gonna be this. Ladies, I want y'all to think about certain things that you say and do. Ladies, if you know that you're not getting satisfied in the bed, as said, say, don't tell a motherfucker at McDonald's what you want on your burger and all this shit like that. But you can't tell your man that you sleep with, you wake up with, you touch with, make love to. Don't be the motherfucker that can't tell your man how you want it in bed. If it's some freaky and nasty stuff that he don't want to do, just tell him, okay, then look, I'm letting you know what I want. Either you're gonna provide it to me, or something else could possibly happen. We don't want to do that, but I'm letting you know what I want. Just the same as man, you do the same thing to your lady. And we're gonna
Hey.
get up out of here. Go ahead, Sam. You got something else?
Oh no, man! I'm gonna go ahead and grab me some meat, man. I'm just gonna holler at you, man. We gotta get together and talk about this. I'm gonna get the playback. I'm gonna tell how many times I got revived.
Yeah, you got revived. I had to revive you. And y'all know my old saying, people, man. This is Calvin Moore from Seymour TV, and we got the relationship expert on the other side, Cedric the Springer, and we will be seeing y'all ass when we see you. Peace.